Gamers, ChuggerX here, and we're going to farm some wool. Before there was concrete, wool was the only way to add bright colors to your build in Minecraft. In fact, wool is so OG that I think a lot of players kind of forget about it because they're busy farming newer and sexier things. But wool is still an excellent way to add color to a build. It's cheap to farm, easy to get, especially this color over here, black. Black is really hard to get in terms of black concrete in vanilla Minecraft because you have to farm squid ink sacks or you have to farm nether roses. Those are really hard. With one squid ink sack, you can farm zillions of black wool. Let's go see how. This seems to be the most popular wool farm right here. It puts sheep in cells. An observer down here keeps an eye on the grass block. Every time it updates, meaning the sheep eats it, the dispenser shoots out shears and shears the sheep. It's that simple. The hopper minecart goes back and forth under the cells, collecting the wool. And it shows up down here. Red wool, well, that's easy. One of these sheep is red. Hard to tell which. If you want to change their color, you actually have to open this up, take out the shears, and let them get their wool back, then open them up, zap them with dye, right-click them with dye, and change their color. There, that's the red one. Now I can make him black, and we're making black wool. You may have noticed this other farm behind me, but let's ignore it for now. However, you'll want to watch my follow-up video on how that wool farm works behind me because it has some advantages the one I'm teaching you doesn't have. Also, if my videos help you, please like the mash button, subscribe, bell the ring, comment. It all helps the channel a ton, and I'll be making more helpful videos in the future. All right, let's make the farm. I've laid out some stone, and we're going to put some rails on it. For 4 cells, use about 12 rails. You can easily add cells and extend the rail line in the future. Add a collection chest on one end and a hopper going into it. Now this is a slow farm. It collects wool over many hours, takes a long time. So you don't need a fancy collection system. But if you want, you can put 2 hoppers, 3 hoppers. So you're collecting along these 2 lines. One thing you want to keep in mind is don't have your redstone near the hoppers. Redstone can lock hoppers, and that gets frustrating when you don't know what's happening. Over here, let's put, 2 powered redstone for the return, and that sends the minecart back. And over here, we'll do the same. A lever powers them up, and that's it. Put a hopper minecart here, and it'll go back and forth collecting. Let's turn it off for now so there's no noise. Next, put grass blocks, dirt with grass growing on top of them, above the rails here. We only need a few to start. If you don't have Silk Touch and you're playing vanilla, just place dirt blocks up here and here and go make a sandwich. When you come back, the grass will have grown up to here. Okay, let's make a cell. I use glass blocks. It's important to use glass because these grass blocks will not be killed by having glass on top of them. Other blocks here convert grass back to dirt, which we don't want. And when the sheep eats that block right there, having 3 grass blocks near it will replenish it faster, and you'll have a faster rate to your farm. Now over here, we can just put some placeholder blocks, and the dispenser needs to face in like this, And down here, the observer looks into that grass block that the sheep lives on. And there, we can tell it's facing the right way. I'll put a stone block back, but cobblestone, anything will do. And now we just put a dot of redstone right there. When this thing detects a change in that block, it'll fire off the dispenser. We put shears in there, and that's it. Except we need to put glass there. Now the sheep can't get out. Okay, let's talk about where you build this and how to get sheep in it. I've built it in a plains biome because there are plenty of sheep and no wolves, although wolves can spawn over there in the forest, come over and kill the sheep. So it's smart to gather up your sheep first, lure them with wool, put them in a pen, keep them safe, and maybe breed them up. I've built up steps and some placeholder blocks here. I'm hoping to lure the sheep up here with my wheat and get him to cross over, come on, and fall in. And he should have gone, there. Sometimes you have to nudge them. This can be difficult, and that's it. Place the hopper minecart. It should go back and forth like that. It already sheared the sheep once off camera, and as you can see, it's being collected properly. How many of these units should you make? 4, I've found, is plenty. 6 or 8 makes tons. Over days of AFKing. So this is another thing about where to put this farm. You need to put it near where you're going to be working or hanging out or AFKing. So build it where you have other farms and or your base, because this will take many hours to fill up. But once it gets going, you'll have a ton of wool. You'll actually have to extend this thing down, 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 down. Some players like to do every color, so that's 16 sheep. I would make this extend out to 8 cells and make 2 of them if you're doing that. And you can always add another hopper and chest collection point down here. With this kind of collection, those hoppers can only take out 4 wool per passage of the cart. So it's a slow farm. We're not likely to exceed that. But if you do, just make more hoppers. You don't have to make a complicated unloading system with comparators for this farm. All right, let's watch and see if this is going to work. So it can take seconds or minutes for the sheep to decide to eat some grass, get its wool back, and be sheared. It happens pretty quickly.
12 hours later.
And there we go. Just like that, all that wool, 3 of them. Now we have a total of 5 are in the chest. Now AFK or go build other things, but keep this area loaded and you'll get tons of wool. Please be sure to check out my follow-up video. Is this better? How does this work? Why would we want to build this, maybe, instead of that? This has been Chugger X. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.